Today we speak to Ketz Johnson as he let us into his life as a musician, as a clothing brand owner, and into his family, how he grew up in the presence and absence of those he calls a mother and those he consider a mother, into the presence of the father, in the presence of his father, who and South Africa international stars that are nominated within these awards and taking part competing against him. This is Becoming Talk Show, Becoming Ketz Johnson, the artist, the performer, and the phenomenon. I'm your host, Brian Radinaane. Thank you for gracing our talk show.
Thank you for having me. I'm really honored to be here. Yeah.
Well, it means a lot to us.
Thank
So, how was your Mother's Day? It was Mother's Day? Just
Mother's Day. I'll just say Mother's Day.
It was just Mother's Day.
Yeah, it's one of the, the celebrated days that I don't really look into. So yeah.
Why is it so that you don't look into Mother's Day?
It just reminds me of so much. Like I lost my mom when I was 9.
Mm-hmm.
So it is like it just brings so much into my energy, like negatively and stuff, and emotional breakdown and stuff. So yeah, I don't really look up to it, but I celebrate all the mothers that are out there, my friends, my sisters, my cousins, and everyone else.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you celebrate everybody who is out there.
Mm-hmm.
Due to the impact that Mother's Day has on you, you say that it brings up the negative energy.
Yeah.
How does your relatives, your sisters that you celebrate, bring about the beauty of Mother's Day to you as an individual?
Well, watching them just taking care of their kids and just loving them the way they do. Personally, I would just say it's good to see. It's good to learn that there's someone out there who really loves someone as their child. So basically, I would say I'm not really an often, because I have, I have aunties who really love me, genuinely, and they, sometimes I just send them texts. Like yesterday, I was just sending them a text to say, "Happy Mother's Day to you. Thank you for being, the mother that I don't have to me." So yeah.
So, the negative energy that has come about with Mother's Day, the absence of your mother, and even the positive of it that has come about with having your aunties and having everybody around. How has that built you to become Ketz Johnson?
One thing I can tell you is I grew up as a church kid, Sunday school and everything.
Oh, yes.
So basically, I think that just built me into the man that I am because, from a young age I was told God is the father of all, God, and if anything should happen, you have God on your side, So basically that's something that I've always, held dear to me. And yeah, basically, so my auntie is one person as well who, she's a woman of God. Like she's a, woman of God. So she will say Sundays it's church or nothing, know. And that highlight on its own, it just made me to believe that as much as, my mom is absent, but someone else has stepped into her shoes although she's not like my biological mom, someone is really trying to be a mom to me, but it will never be the same because she didn't give birth to me, So, so yeah, I think that just built me into the man that I am, the Christian background that I grew up. Yeah.
Has the Christian background had an impact on you as a musician, being because your songs most of the times are devoted to the Christian aspect of it? And there's one that I listened to of recent that you released, Unchangeable. Yes. So how has that also come to part and make you the musician that you are?
I'll say the whole positivity of being in a family background is the reason why I write music. I grew up as a kid who sang at church, so, and my family was always supportive, that you should do something about this when you grow up, or you should do something about this. Even at school, I was a part of the scripture union and the music team as well, and I've always been active in the music industry,
So at what age did you come to realize that this is it? I need to become this person.
I'll say I started singing when I was 13 years, like really singing when I was 13. And then when I was, how old was I? 22? Yeah, I think 21. That's when I decided, okay, I need to do something about this music thing.
Yes.
So I joined a music competition, local music competition, My Star, and I was out in like top 8, so I was like, okay, out of 45 people, and I'm at top 8, so that means I am one of the good ones. So, and then that's when I started doing music, like recording music, and it's been really, awesome, because I pour my feelings into the whole music thing and my emotions.
Into the whole. Let's now dwell. You mentioned My Star. It is quite a journey that I am pretty certain most musicians who have went through that journey, they know what really My Star means. The exposure, the judgment that comes with it, the correction, the positivity, the negativity. You become the center of attention and everything else. I know as an individual you now run back from the world because you don't want to become that kind of person anymore, who people cannot relate to, who tribal to relate to. Tell me about your journey in My Star.
My Star. When I first auditioned, I just did it because I was like, okay, let me see what this thing is all about. But then I went through to the next round and to the next round, to the next round. So as time went, you have people, calling you celebrity or treating you otherwise. It comes with both positive and negative, aspects, because you have people posting about what you were dressing and saying, what was he wearing? Or why is his hair blonde? Type of thing. So I learned to just be me and to just, know that, okay, the fact that I'm out there, it's either it breaks me or it builds me. So I need to always be prepared for anything that comes. So yeah, basically, yeah.
What have you say you learned to be you. What have you unlearned during that course at My Star now?
I will say it activated the music in me, the Ketz Johnson in me, because if it wasn't for My Star, I don't think I'll be an artist or where I am right now, because people knew me from My Star. So when I released my first single, people knew that this is the guy from My Star. So that also came as a positive aspect in who I am.
So that means you had to learn and unlearn, not be a musician at the very same time.
Yeah.
Okay. So at that stage in My Star, I'm pretty sure there was family, there was a relative, there was an individual whom you currently look back to and say, to you, I am grateful. I would like to say, these are my words of saying thank you. You have been through that journey with me in its up and downs. Who is that individual, and what words of gesture and appreciation would you like to say?
Wow. That's a slap on the face. But, okay. Personally, I don't know. Like, I feel like everyone was just supportive. Like, the first time when they saw me, the first audition, everyone was just supportive. So I can't really point to anyone at the moment to say, you did your best to make sure. But my family at large, like, they were really, really supportive. They voted. That the reason why I was in top 8, and yeah, so.
So there was a time in My Star, I'm going to put it this way, whereby you went from the top 10 to the top 8, from the top 45 to the top something in that stage. And in all those moments, I'm pretty sure that you had a toast to that and celebrating that. However, your mom, like we started at this conversation, your mom hasn't been present ever since 9 years old. How has that come to a point of, how did you come to deal with that? Because every child needs to celebrate something with their own
parents. Yeah. I don't know. I think I tend to block a lot of things that brings me to to this. But I'll say, yeah, there were moments where I would say, I wish mom was here to see this. I wish mom was here to celebrate with me and stuff. But I didn't really, because I had my brother at the time. I was staying with my brother, and he was always there for me, and the whole family was there to support and say, we're here. If you need anything, if you need an outfit for performance, we're here. So it never really felt like I'm alone or mom is not there and stuff. So yeah.
There was somebody who.
There was, yes.
You speak of your brother in the past. May I ask why?
Yeah, I lost my brother a year ago, in 2019. Yeah, so yeah.
How have you dealt with that as one of the people that you have lost after losing your mom as well?
It's been quite a journey, because when it happened, I was with him, and it's the trauma and everything. So it's really, it's one of those things that they just show you how brave you can be, as a man, as a brother to your brother, So I'm still dealing with it,
yes.
And it comes and goes. Like this morning, he just came, and I was just like, okay, you know what, I have to wake up, So yeah.
And so it brought about brevity in you, and the brevity, may I ask, how did you come about to impulse it into your career, your daily life? After the break, Ketz Johnson will be letting us into how his brother's passing has turned him into be a brave person, and also into using that bravery to build his brand and become himself. Well, welcome back from the break. I hope you had a sip of that coffee, of that glass of water. You ate those chocolates as well. Or you just ate that motor. It's welcome, so we eat that at our own homes. So, yes, we continue with Ketz Johnson, and he'll be letting us know into how the bravery that he got from his brother's passing built up with his brand. Ketz Johnson?
Okay. The brevity. Okay, I'll just say, being with living with my brother under the same roof for years and years, it gave me that protection and the whole, I got you, you're my boy, so I got you, type of thing. So losing him was really, for me, it was like an umbrella was taken out of, my head.
Yeah.
So I have to face things head on alone, Well, I have a sister, but my brother was like he was the shield, So when he passed, it really, I had a lot of questions in my mind. Will I be able to cope without him? Will I be able to do this? Will I be able to, if I want to buy my first car, will I be able to choose the right way? Such things. But then he was a father, and again, it just. In the process of everything, I was like, I think it's time. Like, God did this on a purpose, for a purpose that I grew up individually. I just grow up and do things my own way and do things the way I want to, And yeah, basically, I would say the bravery that came with it is now I know how to do other things. Now I know how to face situations by myself without having to call on anyone.
So it comes about to say you build a brand.
Yes.
And that is Ketz Johnson, which has been ever built from 13 years old,
yes.
Right? Currently, I want you to let us know about Ketz Johnson, the brand, from the clothing to the musician.
Okay. The clothing brand, when COVID hit, everything was closed, and the music industry was shut down internationally. So I needed something to do and to keep on generating money.
Yeah.
But having a clothing brand has always been my desire to have. But I've always had this gotten cold feet to say, will it sell? Will people really like buying my name? Type of thing. But to my surprise, it did. So I was sleeping. It was around 3 a.m. and I was just thinking, and I talked to my designer, and this guy, I was like, dude, I feel like I want to release something. It might not be music, but I need to release something at 3 a.m. So he responds and he's like, okay, what do you have in mind? I'm like, how about a clothing line? He's like, okay, what do you have in mind? I'm like, just my name, on a t-shirt or whatever. So he said, okay, give me a minute. Within like less than 10 minutes, he sent me something.
Oh, yes.
And I was like, okay, this is amazing. I think I like it. I think it's something that can sell or whatever. So let's see, let's test the market. And then he did whatever he did, and then I posted it and I slept. I didn't open my social media the entire day because it's like, what are the comments saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, and then when I went on social media, I saw that people were like, wow, we want that, and I was so shocked. So yeah, that's how the brand came about, the clothing brand came about. But music-wise, I'm in shock, even when I'm talking to you right now, because music, for me, I never really thought it will be what it is, performing with big artists and just sharing stage with so many people has always been like a dream for me, and people that I look up to. And it did happen. I shared stage with Simi, I shared stage with Sanel, musician, I shared stage with Larato Khanyako, Tunzi, you name them. But for me, that's like the highlight of my career, So yeah.
I'm going to go back into the highlight of a moment in performance-wise. You said you enjoyed it and it was a highlight for you when you performed with Semi, when you performed with other artists. What have you learned from those guys and from those performances by that time?
I'll say, if you look at Simi, Sanel, like all the people that I've performed with are people who are grounded. Like there's nothing like, I'm a celebrity, look at me. That's one thing that I really loved about them. Like we'll just chill, in the VIP section and just talk like we've known each other for like, years and years. And that's one thing that really, got to me, because when I saw them, I'm not gonna lie, I was starstruck. I was like, okay, see him. And
a celebrity be starstruck by the other celebrities.
I know, right? But for me, it was amazing to just know that they also have stories to tell. Like, I come from this place. I grew up doing 1, 2, 3, like just like a normal human being, and that alone just to me it just gave me this thing that humility can take you far.
Yes.
Humility and just like pride can break you. So yeah.
The music industry, you have shared stage with so many people. You have performed, in different beauty pageants. You have performed music festivals.
Yeah.
You have done even performance at Dome, if I can mention that.
Yes.
So I would like to, you said one of your highlights was sharing a stage with Semi. But I would like to know which song is one of your highlights in your life?
Do I have one? my
From your perspective.
I'll say there's a song called...
From your perspective.
I'll say there's a song called Circles. That song is the one that just took me from the ground to the top. And then another one that's my highlight is Friday. It's an Amapiano song, so everyone was shocked that a mere Motswana can actually just record, Amapiano, and it just, blows over. So yeah, I would say these two songs are the reason I am who I am. Circles and Friday.
Circles and Friday.
Yes.
I'm gonna go back to that moment of performance with Singing Universe. I want to know the message behind it and how it does relate to your life.
Yes,
the song Circles and Friday, because there's something in it.
Yeah.
I can actually tell.
Circles is it's not my story. it's a friend. I have this thing where when people tell me things, I just take note of them, and then sometimes when I read music, I'm like, Brian once said to me.
Oh yeah.
So why don't I incorporate it in a song and stuff? So it's a story about a girl who a friend of mine was asking out, and this girl was just she will lead him on and then runs out.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, so that's basically what what the song is about. Like, you keep on running in circles, but I'm, why can't you just give me an answer?
An answer
Yeah.
right away.
So
Yes. And Friday? It's like Friday
Friday
night.
is just a jivey song.
Okay.
Like, it's Friday. Come on, let's get it.
I
Let's
thought
get
it
it
was
on.
one of those,
No.
Friday night,
No.
I'm a weekend special kind of a thing. So it's a Jeffrey something that's good. Where can people buy your brand? Where can people get your music? Where can people run with it?
My music is in every digital platform.
Mm-hmm.
So they just search Ketz Johnson, and it just comes out. I want to believe I'm the only Ketz Johnson internationally.
You are.
So in terms of my clothing brand, I think they can go into my social media, my Instagram, and they'll just DM me or something. Like, my details are in there if they want to buy anything. Yes.
Going back to the clothing brand, what can people, what does it entail of? Is it t-shirts? Is it pants? Is it? I mean, you're wearing one. I don't want to say this is one of those.
Please.
What does it entail of? Is it t-shirt? Is it panties? Is it jerseys and things?
Okay, it's for now. It's just t-shirts and your track suits. But I'm venturing into something I can't say right now. But I'm going big. Like, I'm really excited about this one as well.
Oh, yes.
So for now, it's just t-shirts and track pants and track tops and track suits. So yeah.
We got a story. You've been telling us a story, but we haven't went to a point of saying, where do you come from, Kohai?
Yeah.
How was your upbringing? What kind of person, what cultural beliefs do you have that you run with? Please let us look into that.
Yes, my real name is Ketz Johnson Mangadi. I am from a royal family. Yes, in Tsopong, a village called Ratolo village in Tsopong. And I grew up just like any other kid, going to Maraka, Masimo, walking from the village to Masimo. So that is me. Like, I'm a typical young Motswana child, and growing up in such an environment where you are taught your cultural beliefs and you're taught how to milk a cow and stuff like that. It really, like, it showed me, it gave me this joy of knowing that as a Motswana who's growing up in the city, you still can eat morogo, you still can eat pani, you still can eat mabele, you still can milk a cow, So it really gave me that thing. Even my children in the future,
You teach them the
I'll
same
definitely do the same for them. Yeah.
Okay. Stars that are nominated within these awards and taking part competing against him. This is Becoming Talk Show, Becoming Ketz Johnson, the artist, the performer, and the phenomenon. I'm your host, Brian Radinaane. On the next episode.
And right now, I'll be heading straight to a talk show called Becoming Talk Show, where I'm going to be revealing the journey of becoming Alpha Timothy Nchenje. It's been a roller coaster, happy moments, bad moments, but at the end of the day, Brian Kabo Radinaane is absolutely ready to host me, guys. We're going to give you nothing but the best conversation, real talk, and nothing but emotions and everything that you've been looking for. Otherwise, get Alpha Timothy Nchenje.